right? That's how we do it. That's how it's done. Hello. Let's do this. All right, things are loading up. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. Woohoo. Hope everyone's doing well. It's hump day. All right. We're going to continue on this Father Dagon from Reaper Miniatures. Then we'll do some more work. We'll work on the his plating here. Add some more color to the fins and to the eyes. Some jamming tunes tonight. Hello, everyone. So the base coat we're doing for his plating is dark gray blue from Pro Acryl line with mahogany, which is like a reddish brown, and then I'm slowly adding in ivory for the highlights, and we're just painting little lines on the plating to give it some texture. Wednesday! Hope everyone's doing well on this fabulous Wednesday. We're halfway to the weekend. It's WIP, Work in Progress Wednesdays. Excuse me. Building up the first layer, same thing like we did on the scales, or not the scales, the webbing, painting those lines near the ends, doing the same thing on the chitin or armor plating, whatever you want to call it. And as always, if you have a question or just want to say hi, go ahead and pop that in the chat. If you're working on some hobby stuff while you're watching, let me know. Go ahead and post that in there. Love to hear what you folks are working on too. Feel free to start up a discussion. Just be mindful of the rules. We want to keep it clean in here. Doesn't have to be hobby based, but if you want to talk about like movies, TV shows, things like that, feel free. If there's some new shows that you're looking forward to starting up again, or new movies coming out. Yeah, it's like a blue teal color that I got going on the plating. Once I add some more ivory, it'll really start to pick up. But we're getting close to finishing this gentleman up here. So hopefully I can get him done tonight. But if not, that's alright. By all means, if you have a question, just go ahead and pop that in the chat. Don't feel like you'll interrupt me painting. I don't mind taking a break from painting and answering questions or just chatting in general. So I'm keeping the highlights, you know, just like with the webbing, pulling it closer and closer to the edges. I pulled my wet palette off to the side so that the whiteness won't mess up the lighting, or won't mess up the camera. Got all these little spikes on him here. Also doing the same color on his teeth. His eyes are going to be kind of like a bright orange, like a luminescence almost. With the coloring, the dark coloring, I feel he's like a bottom feeder almost, staying near the bottom of the ocean and then rising up when need to get food and all that type of stuff. Bringing the highlight up to the point of the nails here. Usually this first initial highlight after the base coat. Excuse me. I don't like to do it too bright. I just like to gradually build up the highlights. So, like I said, this first initial highlight isn't too stark, but you need that foundation to build up to the brighter ones. And all I'm doing is just little slash marks, like so, to give it that little texture. The texture highlights is what I call it. Someone's trying to sneak in. So I'll just move to this part. See, in the underbelly is going to be the underside is going to be much darker. After I do all these other areas, I'll see if I need to add some more color, which I probably will. I don't like to do one whole area up to full completion because some other areas might not need that much. So that whole teeter-tottering, going back and forth, adding more highlights and more shadows. So instead of completing one area at a time, I kind of like work around the whole model, or it slowly builds up to finishing it all at one time. And that way, if I need to change like the lighting or highlights and stuff, I don't have to redo an area. I can work it all to, like at this point, let's say I wanted to do more highlighting coming down, you know, be more prominent lighting from his face or from his side. If I already completed like an area here and it wasn't to that brightness, I would have to completely redo it. So I might as well work through it all at once instead of one area at a time. I just find it much easier for me. It's not a given rule. There's really no set rules in painting or art in general. More like guidelines. Whatever works for you. It's ever easy. And enjoyable. He's coming along really nice. So really enjoying the process on this one. Very nice model. Very cool. So we'll go switch over to this side. See that? I gotta rotate the model so I can reach areas, so it might not be in the camera. I apologize. This color is very close to the P3 paint of coal black, that turquoise light black. Yeah, mix that up really nice. Use one of my empty bottles for this color. One of my favorite. I like this color, and I like to use this one for highlighting black. Big fan of using gray to highlight black, because then it looks all kind of faded. I started with this type of color, like a dark turquoise, but then add like a green gray, pale green gray, like a bright warm gray into it to make it look like dirty dirty black or worn black. You can add. Wah! Hey, Stud Juice, how you doing, man? Faded ultramarine, which is kind of like a pale blue. It's for more clean black. How's it going, Stud Juice? Glad you can make it in. The work in progress shots that you're showing of your recent project of Magnus looks awesome. Thank you. Grr. I'm doing good. Doing good. Just trying to finish. I want to finish this guy up. So. Doing good. Keeping busy. Staying out of trouble. Definitely shows that in your progress that you're having fun painting them. Sometimes when you're painting stuff and you're just not you're not enjoying it, it shows in the work. And you're not painting it for anyone but yourself, so it definitely shows. Alright, I think that's all of that color. Alright. So I'll add some more ivory. And we'll just go with the same area, just further up on it. Oh, Magnus is a commission? And you're using it to enter in the competition? Very cool. Whiskers. I'm just trying to borrow it for a bit to show it off, and then you can have it. I've done that. I've entered in commission pieces that I did to competitions. And usually the client's like, yeah, that's cool. It's like, yeah, and if it wins, you have a award-winning piece here I did for you. So I'm just bringing this further up to the tip and on the edges here. And with this, I'm bringing it more towards, because some of the plating is kind of more angular, pointing up. So I'm not going to do the whole area, but I'm bringing it it's closer to those raised bits. That would be a brighter highlight. You know, from like the center, and then it slopes down, and then that kind of then slopes back up right here. Just want to make sure I have that dark that shadow to give it depth. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly what they're for. Yeah, inks and the ink washes are really nice. Glazes. I like using inks and washes and glazes and stuff like that. It adds more. What line of inks do you use? Do you use artist inks or just miniature inks? I've gotten these, the Dollar Raleigh inks, the artist inks. I picked them up at like Michael's. I've used them a few times. They're really nice, heavily, just like regular ink. They're heavily pigmented, so you gotta thin them. I would like to get more of the variety of colors they have, like the red and the magentas. Those would be cool. My wife has some, so I might just use hers. Oh yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, even if you weren't using a wet palette, they still stay. They're still wet. But the problem with that, you got to be careful because even if you think they're dry and you paint over it, water can reactivate it. So that's something to be wary of. I find if you just do a matte varnish over it, excuse me, that'll seal it, and then you can paint over the varnish. Oh, Stud Juice, Steven was talking to me about that painting contest you guys are going to do with the Broodlord. He's talked me into it, and he's ordered a model for me. So I'm gonna join you on that adventure. We still need to set a day and time with Justin for our competition too. So. It probably won't be for a while, like a month or two, but we'll see. Because right now he's getting prepped for Con of the North. He's running a bunch of D&D campaigns at Con of the North, so he's preparing for that. And then at the end of next month, him and I are getting ready to go to Adepticon. So, but definitely we'll figure that out. But yeah, it probably won't be for another month or two. What, against me? No. No. Yeah, that Broodlord one would be fun. And right on cue, he pops in. Hey, half spinner. Oh, both. Oh, listen to you. The smack talk begins. Well, now that I got both of you guys here, we can talk about that Broodlord one that we want to do. Is there any limitations of what we're doing on that, or just all bets are off and just go at it? Yeah, I remember those days when the kids were little. See, I don't really have that issue with staying up with the kids because they're old enough. They're not waking me up unless they're sick. Alright. No, I was just wondering if... because I know Scud Juice and I, for our competition, it's no airbrush. It's all brushwork. We start with a assembled and primed model. We have 2 hours to complete it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going full on with that Broodlord and just having fun with it. Sometimes that can be a problem when, because the other one I painted was for commission. Well, there's our chance. There's our chance, Scud Juice. We have, if we just say no airbrush, he's messed up. He's screwed. We won. You hate the Broodlord model? Well, that's why you gotta make it look pretty. Be a challenge for you. It's not that bad of a model. It's pretty cool. I definitely want to do something that's unique that no one's seen before. He wants the one you painted. No purchasing a pre-painted model. Oh yeah, I thought that's what we were doing, is donating them. Aren't they being donated to the store? I need to paint up some more terrain. That was really fun with the ones I painted up. I need to paint that big statue head that you printed for me. Stud. Yeah, there we go. I might actually try doing a scenic base with that, like a real fancy on top of a plinth. Get real fancy with it. What's the deadline again on that? Sure. Right. What's the completion date on that? When's it due? Or when's the competition over? Not sure if he said it was in April or March. Oh wait. It's like end of March, right? If I remember correctly when we chatted about it. Extra bits. Man, I was going to do that. Okay. They have to be back at the store because I know it's out of state. Well, my cutoff for that will be actually before then. Because March 30th I'll be in Chicago, over in Illinois for Adepticon. Alright, just keep adding more ivory for the next highlight. Not me. I think that's on the other side of where I need to go. Adding the ivory because of the yellow in it, and then the blue, it gives it kind of a pale green, like a greenish gray color. So it's a nice contrast to the blue skin. Okay. Did you just do that? Because if you did it sooner, if you did it earlier, I haven't seen it. Okay. Well, that was my thought, was to give it back to you and then you shipped it. Or I'll hand it to you packed up and then you put it in the bid box. So I don't want you to take advantage of me giving you a painted model and you pack it up and you go, oops, and then drop it to win. I know you. I know you would do that to get an advantage. So yeah, I'm gonna pack it myself and I'll hand it to you. Or you can just give me the address and I'll ship it myself. No, you wouldn't do that. No, not at all. Now it's starting to pop. No, it's not a Slanesh monster. Doesn't need more pink. You'll get your pink army when I'm finished with those noise marines. Yeah, I saw those pictures. It looks cool. Was it just one of them that you had of the chariots, or did you have multiples? Like two, I think. I'm not sure if you said you had 3 of those or not. What, just couldn't stop working on it, or did you need it done by a certain time? You have 6 of those chariots? Oh man, that's crazy. Are you gonna field... Are you gonna field all of those? All 6 of them at one point? Or is it just because you wanted 6? Why have so many? Oh, you have a bat. The bat wrap. The battle report. Three as heroes and 3 as heavy support. Oh my gosh. So you could run all 6 of them. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's effective. That'll do it. Oh, jeez. They have a summoning rules too? Well, that made sense. They're demons. You know, I haven't actually played against demons in that game. Alright, let's make his teeth a little bit brighter. Show us those pearly whites. Alright. I think I'm pretty much done with this stage. I might add some more highlights on the back plating though. But overall I think I'm done with the plating. Looks like there's some cool Games Workshop stuff coming out this weekend. The Gene Stealer cults. All the new stuff for them looks really cool. I'm sure that the client that I've done Gene Stealers and Gene Stealer cult models before will have a new batch of them for me to paint up for him soon. So that'll be fun. The ones on the bikes look really cool. And then there's that new starter box with the Flesh Eaters Court and Skaven for Age of Sigmar. That looks cool. I want to add one more highlight, especially to the teeth. And then some of these back spites here. So we'll do that real quick. For what? Scud Juice, have you played Age of Sigmar? I know you're a 40k guy. Ah, yeah, he needs one to play. What I like about both of those is that you don't need to start playing. You don't need to have a whole bunch of models. You can just start with a few, just to play. And then slowly build up your army. There we go. It's usually that last highlight that makes everything pop. Very nice. Very nice. It's looking cool. We're getting there. Yeah, you need to work on something. Why aren't you? I thought you were. What's up with that, you slacker? No. Half Spinner, you do a whole lot of work on things. You do a lot of massive armies in quick fashion. I say keep her secrets because it's metal and you don't like metal. Just to mess with you. Get a change from painting daemonettes. Oh, speaking of demons and such, you should check out the Creature Caster website. They have a lot of very cool demons. creaturecaster.com. I think they're trying to think the scale. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those. I think this is like they're 50. No, they're not 54. I think they're 75 millimeter scale. Great for big, greater demons. Super dope. You gave me some of those. I should do combine it, make the great demon chicken, and have a picture of it on the stream. And then every once in a while, I'll just point to it. He waits for no man. You know, I'm gonna do that. That'll be fun. No, I don't need more projects. I don't need more projects. I got too much. There's always more projects to do before you finish the ones you got. Yep. Just touching up some of these spikes here to make it a little bit brighter here. I'm surprised Crimson hasn't popped in. I wonder if he is checking in on this. I'll have to send him pictures. He'll get a kick out of seeing how he's turning out. Yeah. I'll chat with him later if he doesn't pop in. Wednesday night's usually one of his D&D groups, but that's not till later. He's probably lurking and being silent until he's ready to say something. Nope, he's not on. Closer, 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 getting closer. Alright. It's time to get some color in here on him. We're going to paint up his eyes, make him look really bright, or build it up to orange. Models are life. Is that what they say? That if you have more models than you have time to paint in your lifetime, then you'll live forever? In any normal lifetime? Well, see, that's what you get. He just wants to play models with you, so you should give him some ones that you're not going to work with, that you're not going to use, so he has his own models. So, Daddy has his models, and your son has his. Alright, we're going to start with the base coat on the eyes. It's got kind of a black already on there, so we're going to use mahogany as my base coat, keeping the black and the dark shade, on the bottom. So it's just the upper areas of it. This mahogany is a great color for base coats for reds. Excuse me, oranges, leather. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be. They're gonna be bright, bright orange. He was kind of like an angler fish, where he had the little antenna, but the antenna just looked out of place in the sense for this, and so removed it and just filled in the gap. But yeah, it's still kind of painted like that, where he's really he's really dark, except for his eyes are very luminescent. Alright, so we got the mahogany on there. So I'm going to start adding orange. As you can see, this orange is very bright. So just holding the orange up against the skin, that's just trying to pop. So I'm just slowly adding orange. Now I got kind of like a burnt, brighter reddish orange, reddish brown, I should say. This color is what I use for rust, almost. If I were to put the bright orange on it right away, it wouldn't look right. So I'm building up those layers. Already it's looking kind of creepy. These paints dry very matte, so I'm going to add some gloss varnish in certain areas to make it look like he's wet and glistening. Yes, layers. We need to build up layers. So more orange to the previous mixture. So we're getting closer to that bright orange. That'll be like the not the very last one, but that will be near the end, and then we'll add like white to really make it pop. So how I'm doing this is I got the base coat in the lower half, and then half of that was that first highlight, and then half of that is this highlight, and then half of that will be the nuts, be the pure orange. And at the very top, I'll add some white into it, or to give it that glistening, that very bright highlight. This is more orange added to the mitts. It's more the orange than the mitts. And I'm pulling the brush up to where the highlight's going to be. So then when I at the end of my brush stroke, that's where the most pigment will come off the brush, and that's where you want your brightest part of that color, or you want it the brighter to be at the top. So I'm pulling from the midpoint up, and then when I lift up, that's where the most paint comes off. Now if you're painting in the shadows, you would paint towards the shadows, and then when you lift up your paint, that's where you lift up your brush, that's where the most pigment would be left behind. So we're getting there. Alright, so now it's just pure orange. Well, you shouldn't have given me one of the bottles. Alright, so now I'm going to add some of that ivory I have on my palette to the orange. It just makes it kind of a pale pumpkin color. Uh-oh, gotta make a paint run. Alright, so now in the very center of that highlight, I'm going to do just a small dot of the ivory. I was going to use white, but I already got ivory on my palette, so there's no need to. And this will work just fine. The yellow in it will help make the orange pop some more. It's an off-white, so... Now, I'm going to go back to the highlight color I was using. Not the highlight color, but the base coat for this. It's a very dark, that dark blue. And I'm going to add some black, and then we're going to do like a black lining around the eyes. So yeah, that definitely works. To kind of frame it. I can find my black. Coal black. And it's almost out. No! There's Crimson. You heard you must have had that sense that I was talking about you. Yes, he's ready to eat some adventurers. Getting there, he's almost there. His spider sense was tingling, so he... How are you doing tonight, Mr. Crimson? Add some more black into that. It's because it's a new printer. It hasn't learned to behave. So, does the shouting really help it? It was poorly designed. Well, yeah, that's a given. I see. As long as you feel better. All right. You know what? I think I will add some. I'll add some pink, just for half, so he feels better. What do you think? Do you like it? Like how I like it. But we'll add some pink to his to his gills and his chin whiskers here. All right. Want some magenta. It's pink. It's not a bright, hot pink, but it's pink. Yeah, I was just talking about that antenna thing. He does look better without that antenna. Especially the one when you showed me the picture and it wasn't it looked limp. You know, it's like he had a dreadlock hanging in front of his eyes. It's crazy. Pink. It's not pink, it's magenta. It's a very nice magenta color. We're going to thin this like crazy. Same difference. Your number of minis to prime? You keep adding more and more, huh? Well, like I said, let me know and I'll get together and I'll help you out with that. Painting those up for you. Help you paint those up. During the day. Till probably about 3 o'clock. We're not playing a big game. We're Lord of the Rings doesn't take long. It was like a couple hours and we were fine. And we're playing a smaller game, so it'll probably be about a couple hours. We're getting together at noon, so I'll probably be done by before 3. If that works for you, then I can plan on that. Or if you want, you can come over to a village and sit there and paint while I'm playing, and then when I'm done playing, I can help you paint. If you want to paint at the store. Scorpion pepper hot sauce. Ooh. That sounds dangerous. Or we can get together on Saturday, if that works too, or on one of the other days. Goodness. Yeah, I'm available on Saturday. I think that was kind of the original plan that we were talking about was Saturday. And you came over here. Yeah, we could do like an all-day thing. I just have my stream on. I just have the show from 3 to 5:30, but you can hang out. We can do that. Probably even paint some stuff, paint some of that stuff on the stream. Maybe. Or just do some other stuff. So, it's no biggie. Oh, jeez. 45 different ones. That's crazy. That's not for me. Heartburn. Too much. When I was younger, I wouldn't mind it, but now I can't do it. My body says no. So this is just glazing on very thin magenta, and once it's dry I'm adding more of the glaze towards the bottom so it's a little bit darker, so it's kind of a fade into it. Yep, that's a lot of hot sauce. This is when you're working with glazes in such thin paint, you need to make sure that it's fully dry before you apply more paint, because you can actually pull off the previous layer and then you get those nasty little like water rings or coffee stain rings. Crimson, how many models do you need painted? How many's on the list this time? I'm afraid to count. Alright, so now I'm not using the glaze, I'm just grabbing pure magenta here for the very tips. Intellect devours. Oh, what is it? Look what I'll be painting. I got another commission for this guy. Oh, the brains with feet. Yeah. My son, I have one of those for my son. So if you do come over Saturday, bring me mine. I want to paint mine, but I got this one. And he wants me to paint it in the traditional, like, blue and purple. Yeah, they paint really quick. And this time I'll be using an airbrush, so he'll look even better. But yeah, that came in the mail today. That's be a quick little commission to do. There, Half. There's your pink. He's got pink whiskers here. Yep, they just go together. Adding some more just pure magenta just to layer up on the tips of this to be brighter. What do you think, Crimson? Does that work? Well, they ran from the that one nasty. What was that called? That we put all the Nurgle rod on. That was a cool model. The bloated woman. That's it. That thing was nasty. And what was that the big one? We got to take better pictures of that. I need to show that one off. That one was cool. Yeah, that whatever that is. You know I can't say the words. The elf eater, yeah. And your party wanted to throw all elves, feed all the elves to it, and then run away. If it eats all the elves, it'll leave everyone else alone. I think he's done. I don't know. I don't think I want to add anything else to it. I think he's done. He definitely looks like a dark dweller. So we got about an hour, so we'll work on the rest of the base here. So let's add them to the base. Get on the base. Well, hold on a minute. Yeah, he's got claws. He's got claws. I painted him similar to this. I can make him brighter. I can add more highlights to him so they stick out. Same with his teeth. It's similar to the teeth, which is similar to the plating. And this will be kind of a pale gray. Yeah, it's a big model. So like this, like the sand is going to be kind of like a pale yellow. Where is it? This the golden brown, but lighten up, so it looks like yellow sand. And then we have the rots will be. I'm just gonna add. I'm gonna add some shading, variety of different colored shading, and highlight it up. But it'll be that kind of a gray stonework. And then we'll have like the pale yellow sand. That's my hand. So it's that big oval. I wouldn't do it a circular base. I do it an oval base. Crimson can also print it. Crimson Half Spinner just got a new or newly used 3D printer, so he's having fun with it, printing all these bases and stuff. He bought it from Stud Juice. A broken one? Want to buy a broken one? Alright, let's set him aside. Yeah, I believe so. He was on the stream earlier. He was in the chat room earlier, so I'm not sure if he's off doing something else or what. I think he got a new resin one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and paint the sandy areas. So it's with the golden brown. I'll use my base brush here. I'm going to need more than that. Yeah, it would be with the airbrush, but I don't want to break out the airbrush right now. And I didn't do it when I was airbrushing before. I wasn't quite sure what color I wanted to use for the sand. Yeah, I know. And normally I would, but I don't have my vent on, and that's around, you know, in the back, and I don't want to go get it. But I'm pretty quick with the brush base work too, so. In fact, if I get the big brush, it'll be much quicker. Oh. What is that? The one model from the new, that was from the new set. It's like a harp made from a natural person or something. It just takes practice. And having the right in rapturous. Is it like a slave and he's holding up and he's got like the strings across his back or something and she's playing on him? It's a creepy looking model. There, see? Brush work. Very quick. Just have to have the right brush. Okay, it says nerves. That's just nasty. That's nasty. Lovely bones. So flexible. Crimson, have you gotten any updates on the Reaper's kit starter? Was that this month that they were being shipped out? Or has it been delayed? Oh, really? Oh no, that's fine. Half. Did they, Crimson, did they say why it's being delayed? Was it that it's just they had so much? You can paint it. Go right ahead. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I started to see people complaining, and like, I'm not gonna read that. I don't have time to listen to people complain. People think that kit starters are pre-orders, and they're not. Oh yeah, I mean a month later than planned. That's not that bad. And didn't it just end in December? They extended it to like in December that you could still buy stuff from it. So I know those people way That's when they start shipping it, would be next month. But depending on where you're at in the queue line. It's not like we're in a hurry to get those models. Alright. So we got the sandy beach. Ooh, pretty. So as that's drying, we'll go ahead and add some washes on here. Yeah. Alright, have one for me. Alright, some washes. So we're gonna have some Colia green shade, the turquoise color. And if I can find my other paints, then I will. That's not it. Where is it? Cameo, Athonian camel shade. Oh, was that you? Was that you that posted that? I saw someone. I've seen a couple people spilling it. I feel for you. Oh, ouch. That's awful. Did people start posting, hey, you should get this little container that keeps it from spilling? No, it wasn't people that I knew, because I posted it up in some hobby painting group or something. No, I didn't. Or I did. Anyways, I kept getting like on Twitter and Instagram, because I shared it on that. And talk about opening up a can of worms. Jeez. Yeah, I think it was Hobby Hangout. And most people say, oh, that stinks. Or, yeah, you should use that just to paint the rest of your table. But I would, a few months after that, I kept getting posts saying, you know what? If you using, switching them to dropper bottles, that's why I have mine in dropper bottles. Or I have this little container that I put them on, and this ring that keeps them from spilling. And it's like, okay, that's great, but it's already happened. This is so funny. Yeah, that's very little sepia there. All right. Well palette out. Well palette. Alright. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it's roughly 1 to 1 mitts. I don't have a whole lot left in this bottle. We'll just pour all that in. Wash brush. So I'm getting a nice kind of a turquoise greenish icky color. The sand's almost dry, so not really washing, just kind of dabbing it around. Rob Jedi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the show. How you doing today? Or tonight? As the music builds up to welcome you. That wasn't planned. So I'm not washing the whole thing, I'm just kind of dabbing it on here in random pattern. To make it look like it's been covered with algae and things like that. The statue has fallen into the sea and is... And I want the base to be not to overshadow the model itself, so it's not going to have any bright highlights or anything like that. In fact, from the airbrush, this is all done with the airbrush. It's a bit brighter, so using the washes kind of dulls it down a bit. And this is the same technique that I use on stonework and everything, so. Runes. So I'm just making sure I don't have any build-up puddles or anything like that. Okay, so once that's dry, I'm going to do another one of 1-to-1 mitts of the Dragonoff Nightshade and Drushi Violet. Need to let that fully dry because I don't want to apply more wash on here and pull up some of this. So we'll give it a quick shot with the hair dryer. brushes all over the place. Alright. So the Drakenhof Nightshade is a dark blue. And then we got the Drushi Violet, which is a nice purple. Roughly a 1-to-1 mix. I just kind of put a little bit of this and that. That gives me a nice dark purple. And the mixture of the two will give me a nice unique look to the stones. I'm just kind of slapping it on, then I'm going to do a dry brush over it to kind of smooth it out. Concentrating more with this color in the shade, the recess areas and on the bottom to give it shadow. Because if you look at stonework, it's not just gray, it's got different colors in the rocks. You know, grays, I mean not grays, blues, purples, greens. I seen a posting on Hobby Hangout where they painted a stone golem or something, and they didn't use any gray paint. They just used combinations of greens, purples, and blues. And I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool experiment, a little project to do. Try. 'Cause that's usually what gray is. It's a mixture of those colors. So that's what I'm starting to do more and more is mixing of colors. Do you now? You want to donate it to the cause? Ah. Oh, that's okay. Does it need to be painted for the con? Because if it needs to be painted, then we'll just paint it normal. I mean, we'll paint it like this, how I did this, because this turns out really good. Okay. I love using washes and stuff like this. Oh, that looks so cool. No, there's quick ways of doing things. You just have to think, okay, how much, you know, how little or how quick do I want these done? I don't want them to look like just bare plastic. I want to have color on it. There's no way I'm going to have them look like award-winning ones. So you have to kind of, what corners can you cut to make it look decent, that you're happy with. Because you could always come back and add stuff to it. Oh, you know what? I think I might just leave it like that. Alright, so we'll let that dry. And while that's drying, we'll go ahead and add retro shade to the sand. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it doesn't have to be. Unless that's what you want. If you want all your pieces to be like that, just know that it takes time. No, I don't want to run for office. Well, we would have like marathons of Bob Ross to chill out. Today we're going to sit and paint trees. I think we can finish this up in half hour. I just gotta wait for the wash to dry and do a quick dry brush on the sand. So are you saying you're going to enter in the crystal brush this year? I'll let someone else do it. Well, I know the Monument and Creature Caster area, they're doing a painting contest where it's with their models. They're doing it at their booth. And if I have the time, I might just do that. So I got the model. Very cool looking. So need to find some time to put it together and start working on that. In fact, maybe I'll put that as I draw the piece. Oh no, it broke! I broke it! Haha, just kidding. Of all the models to drop, it's Reaper Bones that I don't mind. Alright. I'm gonna do this another... No, you can't break a Reaper Bones. So, I'm gonna give it a quick shot with the hairdryer here. I want it to be fully dry before I start dry brushing, because if it's wet, when I'm dry brushing, I can grab that wetness and just spread out and just Alright, so we'll do a quick dry brush on the sand. Move some things out of the way here. So we're going to go back to the base coat of golden brown. And I'm mainly stippling it on there just to give it that texture. Epic music here. Next we'll get some ivory, and because I still have some of that golden brown in my brush, it'll mix the two and give me a nice mid-tone here. So I want it more of a pale sand than a yellow sand. Build it up a little bit on the bottom of the stonework here, to make it look like the sand is washed up on it, blown up on it. Nice dusting. So I'm just making sure there's hardly any paint on it. I just want a very light coloring, or a bit of the highlight, the raised areas catching the paint. I don't want a whole lot on there. So you just slowly build up the highlights. And this is just pure ivory. Take a few tries, because I don't want to put a whole lot on the brush. So I want to keep some of that. I want to keep that coloration on there. There's very little paint on it, so that's why I'm kind of like scrubbing it on there. There we go. Alright. So now I'm going to go up to bright ivory. Doing the same thing. And just very smaller areas. Does it really need to be on a base itself? Can it just stay on this crimson? Or do you need that base for game reasons? Justin, are you still in here? I see. So just this, you actually need the round base. You can't just use this for the base. Oh, okay. Obviously it won't, because it's so long. It's long. Just use make an oval base, like not that much sticking out from it. Yeah. And what you can do is just add some texture in between to kind of make it look like it's blending out onto the base, and then just paint it up the same as this. Or you can print it and bring it to me, and I will paint it up to match with the colors here. Alright. Make sure there's no water on my hands. I like it that he just, he just snaps in. I don't think you need to glue it on there or not. But that's up to you. If you want me to do that. There he is. What do you think? He's looking his best. He's all ready to go. Would you like me to glue it to this, or just leave it separate for now? I mean, I can leave it separate for now, and then you can always glue it later. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like me to add? If any highlights you think I should add? The scales kind of match the stonework. That looks cool. Yeah, he turned out really cool. I like how he turned out. He's look cool. Those eyes are awesome. I'd have to dig around for it and find my gloss paint. Yeah, find my gloss varnish. I want to add some gloss varnish to his eyes to make them kind of wet looking, and then add just like spots of gloss varnish over him so he looks like he's wet. Yeah, because it'll just add to it and make it look really cool. And I could even do parts of that on the base itself to make it look like it's underwater. It'd be really cool to get some cheap fish tank plants. You know, those plastic plants that you put in fish tanks, and cut those up. There's some that look like seaweed and stuff, and add that to the base. So instead of like adding static grass to bases, we'd add aquarium plants to it. That would add to it, I think. But overall, I liked how he turned out. He looks really cool. No, I just go to Walmart. Those are I've seen those being used for jungle plants for games. Yeah, much cheaper at Walmart. Also, looking in the... it sucks because I was there tonight. I gotta check. Going through that area and finding like rocky like ruins and things like that. I've seen people using aquarium fish tank pieces for scenery. There's a couple of them that at Village Games. There's like these little tiki heads, and they just put them on a base and added gravel and some rocks and some grass, and it looks like a statue head. It looks really cool. So. Yeah, it's getting late. When's your game start? At 8? You meet up with them at 8? Or earlier? I'm getting ready to sign out myself, so. 10 minutes! Yeah, so it starts at 8. So. I'm getting ready to sign off myself, so. But, anyways. So you're happy with them? Yeah, sure thing. Cool. Alright. I will take final pictures of him and post him up. Except for that one spot. We'll do that later. But, cool. Well, I'm glad that you like him. He looks cool. I'm happy with it too. So that's always a good thing. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and close out early tonight. We got about 12 more minutes till the hour, but I don't have anything else to paint. So, he's all done. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me for Wednesday's edition of my Twitch Paint and Chat. Hope you guys and gals had a fun time. I sure did. So I will see you Saturday, starting at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time to about 5:30. And I'll figure out something to paint for then. Alright, you guys have a wonderful night and rest of the week, and I'll see you this weekend. Bye now. Bye.